Welcome back. My name is Manoj. I am an engineer and a banker and the host of the RareErth podcast. Welcome to Zealous Academy's productivity module. We are on the video 2. In case you missed a video 1, you may have to go back and have a quick look because that is where we speak about the foundational principles. So in this video, we're going to run through the productivity equation. Now, what is productivity equation? Well, there is an equation for productivity. Yes, there is. Before I get into the productivity equation, what is productivity? Let's just speak about what is productivity. When we speak about the ancient times, when there were factory workers, it was the number of units produced in a given hour by one person at a time, right? Now we were no more in that, that age. We are in the information age, so we're really not going to gauge people by their what people do per day. Productivity in this day and age, we look at how much are people able to produce in a given day. Okay, how productive are they in a given day? So it is the productivity equation. Before I want to run you through and show you the equation per se, like a mathematical formula. But before we go into that, I want to use an example of a pilot, a plane, and an engineer. Okay, so when we speak about a pilot, what comes to your mind? What is the role of a pilot? Pilot's role is to really pretty much determine the destination, the course of the plane. Pilot really decides, to make sure that people move from point A to point B, and he pretty much charts out the entire plan of the plane. Okay, so we can give it a 50% weightage to that. Okay, the plane's role is to ensure that it flies. It really follows through whatever the pilot has actually decided. So we have to give it like a 75% weightage. So what about the remaining percentage, you may wonder? Well, that is where the engineer's role comes in. What is the role of an engineer? The engineer's role is to really ensure, people, the plane is efficient, the fuel is tanked up, okay? And he has to really study if the plane is efficient in terms of with every flight. Can it be tweaked? What can be made better? So he has to constantly improvise. And that is the role of the three people: pilot, the plane, and the engineer. Okay, now what is the parallel from there to productivity, you may wonder? Let me tell you, your mind is like a pilot. Okay, so when you start your day, you pretty much have to decide what is the kind of outcome you want from the day. It's important that really you have a mental map of what you want from the day. If you're really not sorted, if there was a plane to take off and the pilot has no clue where the destination is, where do you think that plane is going to go? It'll be almost like, very, very random, right? So it's very important that you have a sense of direction for the day, what you want from the day. So that is 15% of the day. The rest, you as the person, you pretty much operate on autopilot because everything is sorted out. You really don't have to apply your brains to think from point A to point B to point C what you need to do, because you have actually got a game plan for the day. And thirdly, the engineer's role is your systems. What are your productivity systems? It could be interesting apps or productivity apps that is available out there to integrate with your computer. There could be simple tools or systems that you use to work efficiently. It could be anything. I'm not recommending any specific systems that you must use. It's up to you. Okay, so once you understand this concept, you pretty much can use this productivity equation effectively. Now, what is productivity equation? Let me run you through that. So productivity equation basically has 3 components. So we start with the productivity, which I already defined. The second one is the outcome that you want over a period of time. So we have productivity, we have outcome, and we have time. So when we speak about outcome, it is important that we speak about useful outcome. All right? If you're doing a lot of work and there is no usefulness out of it, then it's not something which you desire. So it's important that you're doing useful outcome. All this has to be factored with a very important thing called as FF. Now, what is this FF? FF is the fun factor. If you're really not having fun with what you're doing, then the whole thing is useless, right? So it's very important that you have a fun factor. So there you have it. So productivity is useful work over a period of time and with the element of fun factor. Now, how can we make this productivity higher? The best way to make it higher is you produce more outcome, or you reduce the amount of time and multiply with the fun factor. When you have more amount of useful outcome and lesser amount of time, you're really optimizing your outcome. So that's pretty much the equation of productivity. I hope I have given you some idea in a mathematical formula approach, which you can really deploy. In my next video, we're going to attend to 2 myths which people really overlook. And if you really come in terms with these two myths, you really can make your productivity to another level. If you really like this video, make sure you like it, subscribe it, and do check out our Zealous Academy Facebook page, and also share it with your other friends. On the next video, I'll be covering the 2 myths of productivity.